Hi guys, this is Raghav from Headphone Zone. I feel like this is becoming a bit of a pattern. Every time I'm coming to do a YouTube video and talk to you guys about something new, there is invariably a new collaboration that's being announced. And today's video is no different, and it's becoming almost predictable, but this one is another very special collaboration, just like all the other ones, which I'm dying to talk to you about only because months and months worth of hard work has gone into making this a reality. Today, I'm very happy to share with you our newest collaboration, and this one is along with Kiwi Ears, and we've basically created a co-branded version of one of my favorite in-ear monitors under 5,000 rupees. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Headphone Zone X Kiwi Ears Cadenza. Alright, I want to talk to you a little bit about why do this collaboration. Why release a co-branded version of the Kiwi Ears Cadenza, and why do it now? If you've been following our YouTube channel for a while now and you've been seeing all the various co-branded products that Headphone Zone has been releasing over the last few months, you'll notice that there's a bit of a pattern. It could be the Headphone Zone Lipotech Pure Play Z3, the Headphone Zone DD Hi-Fi High-Res DAC, the very successful Headphone Zone FIO JD1, the Headphone Zone Tangz Warner SG, one of my favorite IEMs, or the latest Headphone Zone Oriveti OD200. Each of these co-branded products have been massive successes. They've been superbly well received by the audiophile community, and I can't tell you how many people have reached out to us saying that they are very proud of what we're doing, and they're very proud to own any of these co-branded products. It really fulfills me in a way that I can't describe. It's easily one of my favorite parts of doing this job every day. Now, when I really think about it, all of these collaborations have resulted in co-branded products that have a few different things in common. It's what we're really looking for every time we say yes or no to any opportunity that is presented our way, and I think in some shape or form or the other probably even represents the way that we think about everything we do here at Headphone Zone. Alright, when I think about all of these products that we've released, they all have some things in common, and it's probably what we think about every time a proposal comes or opportunity to collaborate on any product. And if I have to really put words to it, it's probably this. We're looking for products that represent incredible value for money. We want that every time somebody's buying a product that has the Headphone Zone brand on it, it stands apart from everything else that's out there on our website. And we have thousands of headphones and earphones and devices on our website. Ultimately, what makes a product that's co-branded with Headphone Zone special is that it represents incredible value for money. We want that every time you receive a product with the Headphone Zone logo on it, you think of the product as something that is just so much better, and you're getting so much more value for the money that you've paid, whatever it may be. The second thing, which I think is even more important, is that we want this product to be something special. Something that we can be proud of when we hold it in our hands and we see that the Headphone Zone logo is on the box, is on the product, that we can be proud of saying that, hey, this is something special, something different as compared to anything else that may have been out there. And we see ourselves as the people who are out there to be able to bring these very special products out there to the entire audiophile community here in India. So each of these products have to represent that X factor, if you will, that makes the product worthy of having the Headphone Zone logo on it. And we've worked very hard over the last 13 years to make the Headphone Zone logo mean something. It could mean trust, it could mean quality, it could mean incredible customer service, it could mean just pure passion. And when we have a product that carries that logo on it, we want it to stand for all of those things. So that brings us to the Kiwi Ears Cadenza. So it happened almost coincidentally, where a few months back we were making the YouTube video for the best earphones under rupees 5,000, and I had spoken to you about the Kiwi Ears Cadenza on that video for the first time. I told you that for the best earphones under rupees 5,000, you have really popular products like the Truth Ear Zero Red, but the Kiwi Ears Cadenza came very close to the sound of the Truth Ear Zero Red, and the fact that it was for a much cheaper price point and probably represented the best value for money for the best earphones at that price point of 5,000 rupees. And just about the time when that video went live, our friends from linsole.com reached out to us for doing a potential collaboration. Kiwi Ears is a brand that's promoted and marketed exclusively by Linsole all around the world, and almost like serendipity, the dots connected, and we said, how about we come together to create a version of the Kiwi Ears Cadenza that is co-branded along with us here at Headphone Zone, specifically targeted towards the Indian audiophile community. And we immediately said yes. And we couldn't be more excited to today release for all of y'all the Headphone Zone X Kiwi Ears Cadenza, priced at an incredible price of rupees 2,999. So let's talk about the Headphone Zone X Kiwi Ears Cadenza. And there are not too many things to talk about, but the few things that I will tell you will immediately give you the expectation that this is a very special IEM, and for good reason. First, under the hood, this is an in-ear monitor that features a 10mm single dynamic driver. Nothing special about that, but what is special is that this driver is entirely made and coated with a specific beryllium material. Now, for the audiophiles out there, you obviously know that beryllium is the material of choice for super high-end drivers. You have the absolute best of the best in the world, like the Focal Utopia, the Focal Stellia, all who use beryllium as their material of choice for their drivers. But now you find that beryllium as a material is now trickling down the technology funnel to much more affordable in-ear earphones and headphones at various price points. Just last month, we released the Headphone Zone X Orivetti OD200, where I said that this is now an in-ear monitor which also features a beryllium driver and is very special for that reason. But that was for 9,999. This, ladies and gentlemen, has the same quality of driver made with the same material at 1/3 the price for less than 3,000 rupees. Just have some perspective here. On one hand, you have a Focal Utopia upwards of 3 lakh rupees, which features a beryllium coated driver. And on the other hand, you have the Kiwi Ears Cadenza for a price of less than 3,000 rupees that features the same technology, but essentially miniaturized down. If that isn't value for money, I don't know what is. But at the end of the day, what we really care about is the sound output. Whatever be the driver configuration, how does it actually sound? Now, there's reviews after reviews on the internet for the Kiwi Ears Cadenza that tells you how superbly well-tuned this particular IEM is and how well it sounds as compared to everything else out there. I made a video comparing them to every other earphone at the 5,000 rupee price point, and I said that you have the Truth Ear Zero Red, which is a great benchmark for what a neutral sounding IEM should be, and the Kiwi Ears Cadenza comes in at a very similar sound signature, but with just a little bit of added bass to make it sound fuller and a little bit more fun. And that's essentially the sound signature that Kiwi Ears is going for. They want a well-balanced, well-tuned sound signature, but they want something that has two very small tweaks done to it. One, just a little bit of extra bass to make it full, fun, engaging, and just a little bit of the treble being smoothened out, where it doesn't take away the details but takes away any sharpness and harshness that beginner audiophiles sometimes find very fatiguing. So that's exactly what they've done. It's a very sweet, smooth sound signature that is fun for any audiophile who's beginning their hobby should find, and they will be blown away with the way that this can sound. Now, when you keep that in perspective with the fact that it's for only 3,000 rupees, you will find that you're getting a very rich, a very detailed sound signature. And the reason that that sounds so good is because of that beryllium coated driver. They're super fast, super agile, where they punch out the note, come back to original position very quickly to hit the next note in there. They're stiff, there's no distortion on it, and the end result of it is that when you listen to this IEM, you will hear things in your music. You will hear nuances on the soundtrack that you had never heard before, but the artist created it and put it in the music for everyone to enjoy. And the only reason you couldn't hear it is because you didn't have good IEMs to be able to reproduce that sound accurately, entirely. And that's exactly what the Kiwi Ears Cadenza does right here. So how is the Headphone Zone X Kiwi Ears Cadenza different from the regular cadenza? And in terms of the sound signature and specification, we haven't changed a thing. It's exactly the way that the cadenza sounds, but we've made it available at a slightly more affordable price point of just under 3,000 rupees, so that we think that everybody out there can get their hands on this. Now, what is different is the design of the ear shells themselves. Kiwi Ears has very beautifully done a custom artwork on the shells, where they have this beautiful marble-like finish which has so many different nuances and colors, and it features the Headphone Zone trademark blue color, which we call electric blue out there. So they've used the same color that our brand is known for and associated with to create this custom faceplate just for us. And of course, they've added the Headphone Zone logo as well, which we think is just such a subtle and beautiful way of, showing this collaboration on the particular product. And we couldn't be prouder to see our logo on this beautiful IEM. Now, what you also have to keep in mind about the design is that the Kiwi Ears Cadenza, while it looks like a very, very simple design, is easily one of the most compact IEMs which is out there. So a lot of people tell us about how IEMs don't quite fit the ear very nicely, and they've tried out a few different options and it doesn't seem to stay in out there. The Cadenza is probably one of the smallest, most sleekest IEMs that we've got, and it fits almost everybody's ears almost effortlessly. So we really like it for that reason. In terms of design, I don't really want to talk too much about it. I want to invite you to be able to try it out for yourself, to see how beautiful it looks in your hand. All right, in the box, the Kiwi Ears Cadenza comes along with the 4-core copper cable. It's a single-ended cable that comes with a 3.5 mm connection. You can use this, plug it into any 3.5 mm output on your phone, on your laptop, and it sounds perfectly fine. They're very easy to drive. You don't really need to worry about it sounding loud enough. On any output, it will sound nice and full. But what I do highly recommend is that you use this along with a high resolution DAC or a digital to analog converter. Ultimately, you are buying these earphones because you want to listen to music in very high quality, and the DAC or digital to analog converter on most phones and laptops are just not going to be good enough to play high resolution music to its fullest capacity. Using a high resolution DAC solves that. You will find that music does sound fuller, more detailed, more lifelike, and I highly recommend that you get one and you pair that along with the Kiwi Ears Headphone Zone Cadenza. The other thing that you can do to upgrade the sound of the IEM is to upgrade the cables to an 8-core oxygen-free balanced cable. And a balanced cable, of course, just makes the bass so much tighter. It makes the soundstage just a little bit wider, and I think that for an upgrade, that's probably the easiest upgrade that you can do. And when you pair that along with a DAC that has a balanced output, it just completes the entire chain to give you an amazing experience. Now, for some of you who may want to upgrade the cables to use it along with your balanced DAC, you can always do that. Comes the standard detachable 2-pin connector for the cables. And if you use a 2-pin 8-core OFC cable, that's a beautiful balanced cable that you can pair easily along with the Cadenza, which I think works beautifully well with any balanced DAC out there. In the box, you also get 9 sets of ear tips. Now, that's a lot of ear tips. And there are a couple of different options in there. You get a small, medium, large in the regular silicone ear tips. You get a small, medium, and large on these black colored, slightly stiffer silicone ear tips. And you get a small, medium, large in what I call the dual density ear tips, where the inner core of the ear tips themselves are really stiff and hard, whereas the rest of the ear tip that goes inside your ear is nice and soft. Now, getting the right ear tip does make a big difference to the sound in two different ways. The first is that you have to get a perfect seal with your ear canal to be able to get the biggest, most baddest bass impact that's possible. Now, if that seal is not perfect, you're not going to get the bass slam that you want to get out of these earphones. And I found that when you use these dual density ear tips, it hugs the core of your earphone really, really well, and it gives you a perfect seal for the bass to be most impactful. So I highly recommend that you use these ear tips along with your cadenza when you get them out of the box, and I do believe that you're going to experience a much tighter, fuller bass. Now, if you were to compare the Headphone Zone X Kiwi Ears Cadenza to a lot of the very, very popular earphones at the 2,000 rupee price point, and you got to ask yourself, what are you getting for that extra 1,000 rupees that you are paying for? The short answer is you're getting a lot. Now, I think it's got a very similar sound signature to something like Headphone Zone X Fio JD1, which has just that beautiful kick-ass fun bass, and something like the Headphone Zone X Tangzuana, which has a beautifully rich mid-range with beautiful vocals out there. This is kind of like taking the best of both worlds. But what is an upgrade as compared to all these other earphones at the 2,000 rupee price point is a huge jump in the details, in the accuracy, in the nuances, in the beautiful transient response that sometimes these instruments have in the music, which completely goes unnoticed at some of the cheaper price points, which you do now get at something like 3,000 rupees. So for that extra 1,000 rupees, what you're paying for is superb detail retrieval that you would not have gotten at the 2,000 rupee price point, and while getting you a fun, tight bass with beautifully rich, nuanced mid-range and vocals. And then if you consider how does the Kiwi Ears Headphone Zone Cadenza compare to all the other leaders at the 5,000 rupee price point, well, the answer is that the Cadenza holds its own. It's comparable to the best of the best at that price point, and you'll find that amongst all these products at the 5,000 rupee price point, the Kiwi Ears Cadenza can sound as detailed, as rich as any of them, while still giving you a beautiful bass response that is unheard of at this price point. So I still believe that the Kiwi Ears Cadenza is easily one of the best sounding earphones in that 5,000 rupee category, but at a price point of 2,999, it's an absolute home run, slam dunk, hole in one, whatever analogy you'd like to use. Okay, I'm done talking about this IEM. I probably can go on and on and on and on, and there's a lot of stories around this IEM that you will hear of when you talk to one of us from Headphone Zone. Suffice to say, I'd love for you to come and try these out yourself. So if you're in the suburbs of Mumbai, feel free to drop in at the Headphone Zone Experience Studio and try these out for yourself. If not, wherever you may be in India, there's a Headphone Connect happening near you, and we'd love for you to come and try these out at any of our events. And for the rest of y'all who can't wait to get your hands on this, believe me, I'd love to hear what you think about it when you get these IEMs in your own hands. And the chances are that you're going to have a very, very enthusiastic response to not just the way it sounds, but also the way it looks. And I can't wait for that to happen. Thank you so much. See you next time.